Good morning, Chiefs Kingdom. Welcome back and happy Super Bowl championship parade day. It's going to be an absolutely beautiful day.
Two-time champ, can't stop it, can't stop it.
Thank you, Chiefs Kingdom.
Crowds are dispersing. Yeah, we might have a situation here we're trying to keep an eye on.
I can see people jumping the fence right now.
Some people in the crowd are telling us to get down. Wow. It's hard to describe looking at this, something that was supposed to be so joyful. Just turned so quickly.
When the crowd shifted and started running, all we could think about was protecting our children.
Sad for the city.
This isn't Kansas City.
What we do in the coming days and weeks and months will define who we are as a city.
The KC strong, and we are. So this is going to bring us back together and closer and more united than we ever have.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Kevin Holmes. Over the next half hour, we're going to take a look back at that day that will forever be etched in the minds of Kansas Cityans. We're talking about repercussions and how it now impacts victims' families and where we go from here when we talk about large-scale celebrations here in Kansas City moving forward. I remember being on the stage that day, witnessing the horror and the grief and how it just impacted us all. Ultimately, and regrettably, one person lost her life, Lisa Lopez Galvan, a mother, a wife, a sister, a radio host, beloved by so many in her community. KSHB 41's Abby Dodge and Rachel Henderson talk with those who knew her most about how her legacy continues to live on today.
When everything is in its place, it's comforting. And if anyone needs comfort after the last year, it's Adriana Galvan.
Emotional roller coaster, I would say.
And her dad, Mike.
Feel like you're okay one minute and then the next minute you're just torn apart,
Mike's wife and Adriana's mom, Lisa Lopez Galvan, was shot and killed at the Chiefs Super Bowl rally 1 year ago.
It's actually come around pretty quick. Also, that was one of the happiest times I've seen her, and one of the worst times for me and my family.
Mike now sits in a room where time stands still. In the past year, his memorabilia's grown. Still, it doesn't fill a void.
Nobody be able to take her place, at least not in my heart. Like they say, the world keeps turning. So, you got to keep moving forward.
Lisa was a well-known local DJ. Now, Adriana is following in her footsteps.
I just stepped in and decided to continue her DJing and get some gigs of my own and then also continue hers.
It's hard not to see so much of her mom in herself.
She was my best friend, for sure. Everybody used to call me her mini-me, little Lisa.
This family lost more than just a mother and a soulmate.
She actually did it all, a superwoman to me.
A superhero who used her powers for good.
She would be the person that would, if you needed something, she would make it happen.
Walking the road without her is tough.
It's not getting any easier, that's for sure. Got to take one step at a time.
Mike is making sure not to abandon his faith.
I thank God that at least I had her in my life.
But her absence is a reminder of an uncomfortable reality.
We need to do a lot more work throughout our community and the people, for sure. Gun violence is a big thing.
Adriana wouldn't wish these tears on anyone.
Yeah, you never know when your last moments with them will be.
The Galvans are still adjusting, but they have faith Lisa's in a better place. That's how they find comfort.
And she's with us, she's looking down on us, so hopefully we can continue to carry on and get through this ordeal.
Rachel Henderson, KSHB 41 News.
You're tuned to 90.1 FM, KKFI, Kansas City Community Radio. And coming up next, the Taste of Tejano with Tommy Andrade.
Every Tuesday night, you can find Tommy Andrade in the KKFI studio, spinning the best Tejano music in Kansas City. But the energy in the room still doesn't quite match the music.
Even listeners that we've had of the show had always commented on the way that we interacted with each other. It was like a family, like a brother and sister having fun. And now it's just me.
Tommy and Lisa Lopez Galvan were more than co-hosts. They were part of each other's family, complete with pranks only siblings can pull.
Lisa, you can do it. I just did.
Yeah, you guys eat stuff like this.
She was just a ray of sunshine. She was hilarious. She didn't know a stranger.
Lisa was also a huge Chiefs fan. She talked about the team on her last show.
I'm glad it's here. I'm glad it's in Kansas City again.
Yes.
Tommy continues to keep her memory alive each week, but finding someone who can fill her chair takes time.
There's a huge hole that probably will never be filled because of the personality that she had, the energy that she brought to the show. I was honored to know her, to be her friend, and to go through this life knowing that I was a friend of Lisa's.
From the studio to the streets of Kansas City. Abby Dodge, KSHB 41 News.
Dozens of other people were hurt, more than 20 of them hit by gunfire, and others injured in the stampede of the crowd. Police say half of the victims were children. Investigators determined the shooting happened after a verbal fight between two groups. Police say Lindell Mays fired the first shots and Dominic Miller fired back. A third man, Terry Young, also accused of firing shots. They all faced at least 4 felony charges, including 1 count of second-degree murder. Investigators say Miller fired the shot that killed Lisa Lopez Galvan. 3 teenagers were also charged in the shooting. They were tried and sentenced in juvenile court. Amidst all the chaos, there were so many people putting their lives on the line to help others. Fernanda Silva introduces us to so many of those unsung heroes of that day.
From close and far,
we live in Harlan, Iowa.
Thousands of families hit the road on that Valentine's Day. Nebraska.
We left at probably like 6:30 or so in the morning. Got down there roughly like 9:30.
Wichita.
About a 3-hour drive.
We were all just excited to be together as a family.
Their paths crossed in front of Union Station, in a road they were not expecting to take.
I believe every step we took that day mattered.
Millions of people, thousands of people climbing in trees.
Oh my gosh, look at him.
The atmosphere was just crazy.
These are just some of the snapshots of the memories they were building. The videos taken hours later show how the day took a turn.
We hear, like pop, 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 pop.
You try to convince yourself like, okay, it could be fireworks,
A devastating aftermath. While most ran from the danger, some ran toward it.
Somebody had been doing CPR. I kind of took over for them. And then myself, and I think there was another person or two, started just trying to hold pressure on where we could tell the blood was coming out the most.
They chose to stay.
There's just something in my heart that said, you might be able to do something, you might be able to help.
We've always been caring and giving, and I mean, as a career, that's what we do. We give to other people.
That's their own business.
Next to them, in the middle of the chaos, Poe and Trey saw who they believed was one of the suspects.
Before I knew it, I was on them. I was tackling them, taking them down.
I wasn't completely in charge of what I did, I don't feel.
The days after that were long.
It felt like that Wednesday lasted all the way through Sunday.
Since then, they've received recognition for their bravery.
It could have,
It is too hard to put the feelings into words.
It could have went bad for us.
And we're never going to be able to live a normal life again because of that.
We're very aware that after that drive home, our world was going to be a lot different.
Looking back, they say they wouldn't change the roads they took.
A year later, how do you guys feel?
I don't know if you can see that sign behind us, but it says blessed. We're still here.
I would hope anybody would do that for us if that was us in the other position.
Fernanda Silva, KSHB 41 News.
In your years of expertise, what have been the big changes when it comes to safety surrounding big public events?
Unfortunately, a lot of the things that we do are born out of tragedy. We don't want to see everybody have to change their event because they don't feel they can make it safe.
This tragedy has forced city leaders to rethink how celebrations may look moving forward. Lily O'Shea Becker explores what may look different next time around.
Yes, shots fired on the west side.
I don't want us to have to, in our country, for every big event, think about a concern of being shot.
As Kansas City has had time to reflect,
We have had incidents in our city in the past, and we always try to make sure that we figure out how we can make it so that everybody's as safe as possible.
leaders have looked for ways to increase safety. Following a police chase down the Chiefs parade route in 2020, security was tightened for the following Super Bowl parade in 2023. And after the Chiefs rally shooting in 2024, officials decided the rally tradition would not continue into 2025.
In recent years, mass shootings have increased across the United States. It's changed the public's outlook on safety, and in turn, it's changed the way large gatherings are organized. I spoke with a public safety expert to get a better understanding of what those changes look like.
Tammy Richter serves on the board of directors for Event Safety Alliance. The organization works globally to educate and advocate for safe gatherings.
Events have grown exponentially, not only in size, but in complexity.
Tammy says she noticed a shift about 15 to 20 years ago.
One of the most important things that I've seen change over the years is that there has to be coordination, there has to be planning with the event organizer and city officials, public safety, emergency management.
Those coordinated efforts were ongoing throughout the Super Bowl 59 celebration preparations here in Kansas City.
There are still more conversations to be had, frankly, just from the internal city side, let alone adding in the Chiefs, Missouri Department of Public Safety, Kansas City's Police Department, the Sports Commission, and others.
What kind of part does the public play in this?
There was a news report after the parade last year, and it was a 10-year-old boy who had been struck by a bullet.
Tammy remembers what rally shooting survivor Samuel Ariano said, a lesson he learned in school.
They showed me what to do, duck down, hide.
While hiding behind a trash can, Samuel was struck in the back with a bullet.
It could have been inches from my whole future.
It's that awareness and education that Tammy says can save lives.
Being able to provide the public as much information in advance, and even providing, information on site to be able to respond themselves in an emergency is critical.
Lily O'Shea Becker, KSHB 41 News.
You know, normally as journalists, we try to keep ourselves out of the stories, but so many of us were there the day of that rally shooting. That's why some of my coworkers and I wanted to share what happened to us with you to get your perspective, hopefully to help others.
Having difficult emotions after a difficult event is natural.
You know, normally as journalists, we try to keep ourselves out of the stories, but so many of us were there the day of that rally shooting, and that day impacted many of us. So we're sharing our stories in the hopes that sharing our trauma and what helped us to get through it might help some of those people out there. Liz, we know that you specialize in trauma counseling. So first up, I wanted to pass along something my colleague Elise Schoenig shared with me. She said, last year what bothered me most were the racing thoughts. I felt like I couldn't stop from coming. I couldn't stop replaying the specific details of that day, the sounds of the gunshots, the memory of dropping to the ground. Probably the worst one, trying to call my mom to tell her what had happened as I was running away, and our call dropping partway through the conversation. I also couldn't stop reimagining the worst case scenario, what ifs of the situation. What if more people were hurt? What if I was hurt? What would you have said to her back then, specifically about those racing thoughts?
What we resist persists. So the more we try not to ruminate, the more we push our emotions down, the more we, criticize ourselves for, oh, it's coming up in my head again, I shouldn't be thinking that. That's resisting, and it actually makes those thoughts and feelings stronger. So telling the story as many times as we need to, using our language with a safe person, is one of the #1 ways to help with rumination, racing thoughts.
Another friend and coworker, Daniela Leon, also was there with us that day. She said, quote, "I look back at my reporting that day and I'm ashamed of my work. Reporters are supposed to remain calm and do their best in maintaining peace to best serve our viewers. However, I was visibly shaken up. I look back and see that maybe I should have walked away because I feel like my emotional response added to the panic and trauma seen that day." How could she have handled those feelings back then? And could she be at risk for PTSD even now, a year later?
When an unexpected, horribly traumatic event occurs, at the end of the day, we're not just professionals, we are human beings who are going to have a natural human reaction. And giving ourselves the grace, whether we're there as a professional, there as a participant, a bystander, or, witnessing it on television, allowing ourselves to be human and have whatever reaction we naturally feel is so important, whether she's at risk for developing PTSD symptoms. The research shows that if we seek help shortly after a traumatic event, if we seek professional help or, as I said, another safe person, and process it out loud, tell our story, get support, get guidance, it significantly lowers our risk for PTSD.
I wanted to share on a personal note. So we were broadcasting live and we were 50 yards away from where that shooting happened. And for me personally, it was the confusion and thinking that it was an active shooter situation. So we have video of that day, people running into Union Station and then running back out, and we all dropped to the ground. And at the time, thinking that there was an active shooter and we were in harm's way. But then the next day, I just fell apart and I didn't want to go to work. I had a hard time talking to my kids and my husband. I was just crying easily. And I eventually reached out to a therapist and talked to her, and that helped me immensely. But I was trying to deal with these feelings and then also feeling ashamed that I felt that way because I was okay, my colleagues were okay.
So in the days or weeks following, it's not uncommon to experience symptoms that may feel like depression, to feel withdrawn, to feel anxious. Getting it out, processing it, and allowing a safe person to hold you in that and affirm you and and validate your feelings and your delayed trauma responses. That's what helps minimize and eventually erase that shame.
Well, thank you. Thank you for reiterating that it's okay to not feel okay in these situations. I do appreciate that. Yeah.
Of course.
Liz, we appreciate you coming in, and to those of you at home watching, if you experienced anything that day, whether you were there or you were watching it on TV, we hope that by sharing our stories and getting some perspective from Liz, it encourages you to get help if you still need it.
This is what we do. This is our part that we play in our community by helping someone that's been a victim of violence.
Some of that help now can be done because of the Casey Strong Fund. How did you feel when you heard that you were going to be receiving this money?
I was just so in awe. That fund has been able to help us to keep going.
In response to the shooting, the United Way of Greater Kansas City and the Chiefs launched the Casey Strong Fund. This emergency fund was meant to help shooting victims and their families and violence prevention organizations moving forward. Our Caroline Hogan takes a look at how that money has been used thus far.
Prevention.
How can we help as an organization?
Healing.
It was a citywide trauma.
Two things at the top of mind in Kansas City since the Super Bowl rally shooting last year, where dozens were injured and Lisa Lopez Galvan was killed.
My heart went out to everybody that experienced that.
Not long after the incident, the United Way and the Chiefs teamed up to collect money for the Casey Strong Fund. Over $1 million was donated to shooting victims at the rally, like 10-year-old Samuel Ariano's family.
$55,500.
And over $830,000 to 14 local organizations that work to stop gun violence. One of them was Casey Mothers in Charge.
We're doing pretty good, but you need the funds to keep doing the work.
Founder Rosalind Temple says the funds gave them a much-needed boost.
I'm able to still do the work, going to homicide scenes, being there to support families through the funeral process.
But Rosalind can also focus on other programs they've created, like Survivors Will Heal.
And it's a non-fatal shooting program, helping them being able to address what has happened to them, be able to live what's normal life after they've been shot.
The same goes for the Rosebrook Center, another recipient of the fund. Lisa Fleming, the center's CEO, says they put the donation toward Project SAFE, teaching kids as young as preschool how to deal with conflict.
How do you express emotions? How do you resolve conflict? How do you deal with it when you're getting stressed out? How do you do that in a way that doesn't harm yourself or harm others?
Lisa says the money's given them the freedom to even work outside of the center to create what she calls system change.
How do we work cooperatively with the police department, with schools, with hospitals, other community programs, putting into practice policies that will help keep our community safe?
Both say they feel honored to have been chosen as recipients because not only do they feel seen,
What it did is show us that with the work we've been doing all these years, it really pays off.
it's a positive representation of how a community can come together during a dark time.
People will, when they think about that, they will think about the actions that they took as a community through KC Strong.
Caroline Hogan, KSHB 41 News.
A day that started with a parade and ended with panic, highlighting Kansas City's greatest strength, its people and its compassion. Thank you for joining us tonight, and stay strong, Kansas City.